So the final example with these number strategies is going to be looking at division. And we can see the first example is 480 divided by 16. And of course, you can use the division algorithm for something like this. In fact, some of you may be able to spot the answer straight away. But what if it was something more awkward than 480? Then possibly not. And dividing by a double-digit number isn't the easiest thing to do. For a start, you need to think about 16, 32, 48 and so on, the multiples of 16, so you can see whether 16 goes into the number you're considering. This one's particularly easy because we can see that 48 is the third number in this list, and so 16 does go into 48 3 times with no remainder, and then 16 goes into 0 times. So the answer is 30. However, there could be a much more awkward number here, and it wouldn't be as easy to do. So what's another way we could approach that? Well, we could note that 16 is 2 times 2 times 2 times 2. And so we could just divide by 2, then divide by 2 again, then divide by 2 again, then divide by 2 again. So if you divide it by 2, that's 240. And I've still got to divide by 2, divide by 2, divide by 2. And then that's 120. And then I've still got to divide by 2 and divide by 2. And then that would be 60. And I've still got to divide by 2, which gives me 30. And we knew that was the answer from over here. So now if we want to look at 324 divided by 12, note that 12 is 2 times 2 times 3. So we could do 324 divided by 2 divided by 2 divided by 3. Divided by 2 means we just have to half it. 324, if we do half of that, that is 162. As you go through this process, the numbers get smaller, so it's easier to see. So 162, halving that, gives us 81. And then 81 divided by 3, you may need to think about that. You may even need to do the algorithm. But you're dealing with smaller numbers now, so it's easier. 81 divided by 3 is 27. Now, if I've got something like 28 divided by 3, there's no simpler way of doing that. I can't split the 3 up except into 3 times 1, and of course dividing by 1 doesn't help. So for something like this, you may just need to do the division. Now remember, this section is on whole numbers, so I'm not going to give a fraction in the answer, I'm going to give a remainder. So 3 doesn't go into 2, so that doesn't help. 3 goes into 28 9 times, and I know that 3 times 9 is equal to 27, so that gives me a remainder of 1.